Hare Krishna. Yesterday, from the Bhagavad Gita, chapter 18.18, 18th verse from the 18th chapter, we saw what constitutes a work. Um, First, any activity that you do, first there's an inspiration that comes. Once the inspiration is there, then what happens is you start thinking about how to go about it, thinking, and then the thinking, feeling, and the willing, and the thinking, and then feeling whether it is difficult to accomplish, easy to accomplish, how much time will it take, is it doable or not, what will be the consequences. So this thinking, the feeling goes on in this, how it will feel when these all things happen. So when you anticipate, then you further start thinking upon what would be probable solution if it leads to untoward result. And then there is a willing, and then yes, I must do it. So first there is an inspiration. So where is the inspiration coming from? So, if you are reading scriptures daily and you are making a progress of what is your state of mind after a certain period of time, after having regularly read scriptures and heard the Bhagavatam Kathas, then you would want to analyze if your state of mind is in the positive frame of mind at least. In the positive frame of mind, you are thinking. So, what is a positive thinking and what is negative thinking? So, when it comes to spiritual uh, practices, and when you read Bhagavatam for executing your daily quota of whatever you want to accomplish. So, why one would read Bhagavatam? Is it a story time, or is it just some entertainment, or there is a higher goal to it? You want to serve the Bhagavatam book. What? Why are you reading it? So the inspiration comes from the, if the inspiration is from the scripture, then yes, then the inspiration it would lead to a good result. But if the inspiration is from a bad, like from a bad point of view, no one does that actually. But if it is there, then the result should be different. So it will lead to all kind of anxiety, worry, stress, and then one mistake will lead to another mistake and all such things. So first the work, the idea, the inspiration is there. It is conceptualized in the mind. So that is the subtle form of work. And then there is an activity in the external field. So these are the forms of work, subtle and then the external activity. So once you have it framed in your mind, then you want to execute it. So in the case of a software programmer, whatever program he writes, he doesn't just start writing. First, he has a in his mind there is a thought process that goes on. He goes about the design, how, what to do, execute. On the paper, he would work it out. So his subtle form of the work is also in the form of an activity. So that is a different thing. But most of the times we end up, and to give an example, um, to do how to go about it, on a daily basis, if you consider you want to visit a friend, then you plan what I should be speaking to, how much time I can give to that friend, how much time will it take reaching there, coming back, and what time amount of time I have to spend there, and what am I supposed to accomplish in that small time zone, and such things. So this all planning goes on in the mind, and then the activity is there. You set off to visit the friend, and you have a meeting. The meeting is accomplished, and based on what the topic, and then you come back satisfied, or whatever, based on the dealings that happen. So we saw this yesterday, and if we put this into our practice, then our mind, the mind will always be in the positive frame, thinking uh, in the right direction. So the inspiration is all that comes. What is the purpose of any task at hand? And that must be always questioned and checked. If the purpose is sense gratification, and you are willingly indulging in it, then you must know, if you are reading the scriptures, that the effect of sense gratification is first of all dullness in the brain. Sense gratification causes dullness of brain. Then the results follow, and uh, then why would one do sense gratification when it is having such a bad result? So these are the things. So these are the ways we analyze and come to conclusion that some things are doable or not, and what to do, when not to, and of all this, when we are practicing for a better day throughout, then we are always wanting to know if our health in the morning was good. Did we feel tired throughout the day? In the evening, what was the state of our mind and the health? So if we go on like this and monitor our activities, because with time and the age, our body behaves differently and it needs certain care. So if we take all this into account and consider all this, then it will be a very rewarding experience working, and the output will also be the way expected, efficient and productive. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.